Good morning, brothers and sisters. Day 28 of Lent, and taking it from 40 days to servant leadership. Still in Cebu, losing my voice, still at the competition of my daughter for futsal. So the day 28 is serving as Jesus in 40 days to servant leadership. A servant is one who follows his master. So if we follow our master as a servant, then we follow whatever he has done and his example and the way he has lived his life. So that's not only obeying the master's commands and going where the master is going, but imitating the master's ways. So we don't just follow, we don't just go wherever he goes, but because he is our master and we follow him and we serve him as his servant, we imitate his ways. So if the master embraces the cross, so too should the servant leader. And how are we called to do that? There are two ways that our founder has mentioned in this day, day 28, serving as Jesus. First is sacrificial self-giving is ultimately what produces good fruit. When you give of yourself, sacrificial self-giving, you produce good fruit. We hold nothing back in our service. We embrace the cross of Christ. We are never to look to our own personal agenda, and we are to endure and persevere in our work for the kingdom. And the second truth is that letting go of our life is what ultimately leads to that life that is true and eternal. So we are called to self-denial and self-emptying. We are not to look to power. We are not to think too highly of ourselves. We are not to be self-referential, and we are always to keep our eyes fixed on the life that is to come, which is our life with the Lord in heaven. The life of our Master was not easy here on earth. It was full of pain and suffering, but such as our life as a servant leader, it's definitely not easy. But where the Master goes, so the servant will go. So we don't look to the honors of this world, but we look to our everlasting life with the Father in heaven as we follow his example. So for our reflection today, Jesus has set a very high standard for our servant leadership. It's full of giving and letting go. Do you understand the different challenging aspects of that call? Day 28 of Lent.